Ariel Helwani had mentioned that Scott Coker had signed a number of guys, the more well-known guys, champions, to very large contracts right before the sale happened. And he was wondering why Donn Davis hadn't come out and said that. And I think Ariel probably knows better, but I think in hindsight, he probably should have thought about the fact that if Donn Davis did come out and say that this had happened, it would make Donn Davis look bad because they didn't catch it in their due diligence. And, they never should have, in some ways, they never should have bought the company if that was the case. Or if they couldn't have sustained those contracts, they should have dealt with that before they bought the company. These are all things that would have made Donn Davis look bad. And I'll let Miguel kind of expand on that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're going to buy Bellator, again, we were joking offline, but what was Scott Coker doing? Like, 2 days before the actual handover of the company, and he was gone forever. 2 days before, he's you know calling in his fighters and signing them to these huge contracts, like Joe Biden signing pardons, kind of thing. At the last moment, and nobody can stop him. That there's your problem. I mean, Joe Biden, not to gain the politics, but Joe Biden's the president and has certain powers up until the last moment, so he's executing those. The fact that Viacom and Scott Coker felt they had the power to sign these contracts to begin with is an indictment of the PFL and Donn Davis. There should have been, and his lawyers, and here's the problem: is Donn Davis, under no circumstances has he fooled anybody into believing he's an MMA guy. Right? What he is a businessman, an investor, a guy who understands business, is trying to, take a fight company, run it like a business, and make money. Okay, understandable. And where were his lawyers here? Why was there not some type of moratorium or a situation where 30 days before the exchange, Scott Coker, no new contract, 60 days or whatever that time period is. The fact that PFL's lawyers didn't catch that is a major problem. Those lawyers should be fired. Now, and the fact that Donn Davis didn't catch it, him being the guru businessman that he tries to present himself as, is unconscionable. And I think what happened in this situation is Viacom's lawyers. Viacom is a company almost on par with the UFC in terms of money and stuff. So Viacom's lawyers were not joke lawyers. They probably were sitting there in the room going, I can't believe that there's no safety net for these guys to avoid this type of thing. And at the end of the day, people say, Coker sometimes comes across as doing things that make